Nimenhao. Our topic for today is change your brain and change the world. But our brain doesn't like to change. I want to do an exercise with all of you. So you have in your bags, you have those little booklets. Take them out and take a pen. Make sure you have a pen in your hand. You have? Good. So now I want to ask everybody to please very quickly just draw 3 circles, okay? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 circles? So everybody please stand up with your booklets in your hands. Okay, great. Now I want you to look here and see. If your circles look like this, you can sit down. If your circles look like this, you can sit down. Let's see. If it looks like this, you can sit down. And if it looks like this, you can sit down. Okay. I see we have a few standing. So I want you to also check whether in your circles you also have a symmetrical line in the middle. So you can sit down. So we have very few still standing that have a non-symmetrical drawing, right? Okay, you may sit down as well. Thank you. I want to draw your attention that this exercise, everywhere we do it around the world, different people, ages, industries, cultures, we get very similar results. When I ask 3 circles, we all tend to draw them in a symmetrical way. Why is that? Maybe some of you will say symmetrical is beautiful, or it's balanced, or because we are trained to think like this, and it's all true. And this is something that we call cognitive fixedness. This is a habit of our mind. This is a preference that we have to see things, use things in a certain way, and then it limits us from seeing that there are actually other options. Now, there is a very good reason why we have fixedness. Fixedness is what allows us to learn, to improve, to become better, more efficient, more professional. This is why we love our fixedness. And this what makes it hard to change the brain. I want to share with you an example of change, of breaking a fixedness from the world of refrigerators. For many years, that was the most common structure of refrigerator. We all knew this structure, right? Now, about maybe 10 years ago, a new structure came around, which many people will say, this structure makes more sense. What is better about it? Actually, now we have all the products that we use more often at our eye, at our hand height, and the things that we don't use so often, we don't have to bend so much. So actually, in terms of design, this is smarter. But why didn't they think about it before? I think here you can see a fixedness, because historically, before electricity, refrigerator was actually an ice box. It was a box where you put ice at the upper part, and the cold air is going down. But once electricity came into the game, you could change it, but they still kept the same structure. It took a long time until somebody broke this fixedness and found out that you can do it in a better way. The interesting thing is that once this structure was changed, once this fixedness was broken, many more ideas and designs came about. Some of them offering better options for different needs. Even challenging the idea that refrigerator has to be one unit in one part of the kitchen. So breaking fixedness and innovating can help us really make a change and improvement and development in different areas of life. I want to focus today more around innovations around city life. And I share with you a couple of case studies from around the world and how breaking a fixedness and innovating help them improve and enhance the life in the city. I want to start with Copenhagen. Copenhagen is very famous for their bike culture. And it's actually a culture that is very good for the life in the city. It's safe, it's clean, people can stay fit, the environment is clean, less traffic jams, of course. And many cities around the world would like to embrace this culture. We see in Suzhou, in Shanghai, in Tel Aviv, in many cities, these public bike projects. But in Copenhagen, they keep enhancing it. All the time, they keep innovating to improve and embed this culture of bike. For example, I want to share with you the Copenhagen wheel, which was actually developed by MIT. And this is a detachable or attachable bike that allows you to generate energy while you're cycling the bike and when you're braking. So you have a battery, so if you get to an area where it's a bit harder, maybe a slope, you can use this energy to make it easier for you. But it also collects data from the city about pollution, about traffic jams, about roadblocks. This data is gathered and shared with other users. So kind of creating a community that can enjoy the information from each other and, again, enhance this culture. It's not only that. Another thing they did, for example, in gas stations, they have bike stops, a safe place for people to stop, take care of their bike, have the accessories they need. Again, meet more people that together they create the community of bike users and get more confidence in their choice to use bike for their lifestyle in the city. And now let's move on to a different city, Barcelona. In Barcelona, they were looking for innovative solution to solve a problem that people are behaving in an unsafe way on the streets. So I want to show you a clip about how they solved it. Okay.
Born to live their lives. I'm born to dance. Want me to work like a dog in a full-time job? Haha, I'm born to dance. Don't wear no coat, no tie, no shirt, and even no pants. I'm born to dance. You shaking your head? Well, I'll be shaking my ass, cause I'm born to dance. I wanna shake it and shake it and shake it, shake it and shake it, girl. Do you wanna shake it? I wanna shake it and shake it and shake it, shake it and shake it, yo. Watch me dance now.
Smart.
So they actually managed to use the traffic light in a little bit different way, and by that engage people and encourage them to change behavior. And I want to share with you now a personal story that I was involved in with the city of Minneapolis. The city of Minneapolis decided that they're going to open a sports stadium in the middle of the downtown. Their main objective was to bring more action and livelihood to the nightlife of this area. But they knew that it's going to cause a lot of traffic jams right before and right after the games. So we helped them develop a couple of ideas of how to manage the traffic, the traffic lights, the taxis, the metro, the buses, etc. But the one solution that I want to share with you was about parking. We discussed parking, and you know, how does it always work? You're paying according to the length of time you stay. So basically, the more you stay, the more you pay. And now we ask the question, what if we change it? Which means the more you stay, the less you pay. Okay, so what could be the benefit of that? So he said, well, we are encouraging people to stay longer this way, and that means that maybe people will come before the game earlier and stay after the game later, which will definitely reduce the pressure of traffic around the game time, which is, yeah, it can solve the problem. But it has another benefit, because if people come earlier and stay longer, they are enjoying the environment. They are having good time in town, which is actually the initial suggestion, the initial purpose. So this idea actually was really very loved by all the businesses in the area, and they joined it. And they said, yeah, sure, we can provide special offers for people who are coming right before or right after the game, and if they show their ticket for the game, we give them some extra bonuses. And this actually turned the whole initiative of putting the sports stadium in the downtown much more successful. And let's see together what can we learn from these case studies that we discussed. We actually saw a couple of options where we are taking something that we're all familiar with from around us in the city, but we changed something in the way we use it. We broke a fixedness regarding its main function. Maybe we added a new function to it. So, and that helped to innovate and develop some solutions to improve the life in the city. And this is something that actually SAT, the company that I work with, has a methodology that helps people learn a tool, learn a way to innovate, to overcome the challenges and find new solutions. Let's try. For example, we want to improve the life in the city. We have to be even more specific than that. So maybe for each one of you, it can mean something a little different. Maybe it's about people will be kind and helpful to each other. Maybe it's about getting from one place to another will be simpler. Maybe it is about getting more connected with people in the city, have a network and community. We will have more opportunities to keep fit in the city. Or maybe I'll just know about what's going on in the city. Each one of you might have a slightly different definition. But first, we define our task, a specific task. And then, we want to list the components of what we have in the city. We already saw that we can use things like bike and gas station and parking fees in a different way to develop new ideas. But we have many more resources around us. Let's see. You can list down sidewalks and buildings and people and taxi and benches and trees and buses and sewage covers, etc., etc. Everything now become a resource for you. And now you have to ask yourself, how can each one of these resources help me achieve the task? That might help you break a fixedness and come up with some new ideas. If, for example, we'll take the task of, I will know more about what's going on in the city. Now I can pick any of these components and see if I can really create a new question that will lead me to some new ideas. Let's take taxis. How can taxis help us know more about what's going on in the city? So one example from Dubai. Dubai Taxi, they basically train their taxi drivers as tourist guides. And now they can share with their passengers about what's going on in the city and what they should see and anything new. And I want to show you another clip, actually coming from TEDx, how they use taxi drivers to enhance people's knowledge about what's going on in the world.
TED is a non-profit organization devoted to ideas worth spreading. TED offers inspiration from the world's most inspired thinkers to a global community. But in Latin America, This community is still far away from common people. So how can we find a more popular approach between TEDx ideas and the common citizens? We call the city most remarkable speakers.
Carlos, Mario, Willy, Bruno, Cacho, Aito, Gustavo, Mónica, ¡Cumbia!
We invited 50 taxi drivers to the TEDx Buenos Aires conference. Taxi drivers inspired by 6 hours of ideas worth spreading. Then we let them do what they do best. Talk.
Buenas tardes. Ayer participé de un evento que se llama TEDx.
TED mayúscula X.
¿Sabes lo que es TED? TEDx es una organización sin fines de lucro. A nivel internacional, ¿no? Tratando de difundir ideas innovadoras, ideas nuevas.
Hubo 2 chicos que tuvieron una experiencia en Guatemala.
Y ver si se puede vivir con $1.
We spent just $56 each in 8 weeks.
La que más me llamó la atención fue una de Mario Benedetti, que es un investigador del Coliseo, La máquina de Dios, no sé si la escuchaste nombrar.
En Estados Unidos desarmaron una Toyota 4x4 y armaron las incubadoras.
Una conectividad en el mundo. José Hernández, ¿hasta dónde seguirá?
Tenemos como el rol en este evento de difundir. Voilà.
Okay, so how do we do it? Let's see. So we said first step, we have to pick a specific task. Second step, we're listing the components that we have around us. Thirdly, we ask a question that is designed to help us overcome a fixedness. How can each one of the components on our list help us achieve the task? That will lead us to new ideas. And actually, we can learn more innovation tools to help us train our brain and develop new ideas and be more innovative. So, as we said, our brain doesn't like to change, but we can train our brain, we can innovate in a systematic way, and then change the world. Thank you.